How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? The Canadian Radio Commission invites this international audience to attend the second birthday party of the world-famous Dion quintuplets. Just 2 years ago today, word was flashed to an unbelieving world that 5 babies had been born at one time near the little town of Callander in northern Ontario. You know the rest. The small sounds you will hear now are the babies as they were at 6 months when the Commission made its first broadcast from this point. Take it, Ottawa.
Emily was unable to shake her affinity for matching outfits.
She came so dangerously close to falling into a well that she fell down it.
Emily gets cold in the night, and sometimes I have to bring her a blanket and tell her a story about an oven to keep her warm.
Cecile died of a happy family.
She took solace in the fact that goats always had 4 udders.
Perhaps we can build tunnels from each of the rooms so we can see each other whenever we want.
The only room that felt like home
Was a room we called Paradise.
A room intended for a nurse.
A room that was painted completely in white.
There. You've just heard the sound of the babies' voices as they were when they were just 6 months old.
Marie wanted to be a star of the silver screen, but every audition was met with disappointed casting directors when they realized she was auditioning alone. She wore furs of fox and red lipstick and spent many a sleepless night waltzing around her bedroom pretending to mingle with producers, preparing Oscar speeches and blowing kisses while bowing selflessly. After years and years of only minor roles in a series of movies about a new craze, rock and roll, she lost her hearing and couldn't hear the famous San Francisco trolley that took her life.
Yvonne went for a walk into the woods. She stumbled into the clearing where the grass swayed. As she ran through the field, she began to feel little prickles up her legs. Lifting her skirt, she found ants crawling up her leg and stinging her as they journeyed higher and higher. She tried to wipe them away as she kept stumbling into the field. She came so dangerously close to falling into a well that she fell down it. She was never seen or heard of again.
Emily was unable to shake her affinity for matching outfits. For many years, she was unsure of what exactly to do with this interest and worked a series of meaningless, unsatisfying jobs just so she could be in uniform. Lunch lady, custodian, fast food clerk, postwoman, dental hygienist, flight attendant, Disney World cast member or whatever they're calling them these days, mechanic, exterminator, and canine unit, just to name a few. Or most. Or all. Finally, she realized her true calling and became a designer of athletic uniforms for local Little League teams. Who knew sewing machines could be so deadly?
Annette spent her childhood having felt completely different, yet identical in every way, constantly surrounded by her other sisters. She soon developed severe OCD and mild agoraphobia. These disorders fueled her obsession with even numbers. She rarely left the house, took only even-numbered steps, and when particularly bored, found herself counting her breaths. She took solace in the fact that goats always had 4 udders, and that there were an even number of steps in making cheese. Her sister's constant counting in 3/4 tempos, accompanied by dramatic dance moves, drove her to madness, which killed her.
Cecile wanted to raise a perfect family, so she rushed into a marriage drunk with the prospect of picnics and cuddling. Her husband was controlling and completely wrong for her. A divorce was inevitable after he innocently suggested they take a family portrait in matching outfits, which made it all the more surprising when he died in an aero blimp accident. Cecile married 5 husbands and was widowed 5 times. All those husbands, Blakely, John, George, John II, and Francois, taught her what it really meant to leave. With each husband, she had 5 babies. Those babies had 5 babies of their own. And the babies' babies had 5 babies of their own. Cecile died of a happy family.